Well, you know, 4-seater clutches, you know, were used. Dang!
Really put that in there, didn't you?
They ain't polished no more. Well, they're polished, but they ain't shiny like they were. But that is okay, because these things have been raced and have had no clutch cover on through the mud and sand, and we need to bring them back to life here. So now they're like,
it's not shiny, but it is smooth.
It's the only unfinished STM you'll ever see. I have one more part lost in here I gotta find. You show them what Mad Mike's doing over there?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to it.
Man.
Alright. Update time.
Alright. So we've been busy and we've been running with our heads cut off, but we've got stuff done since you guys last seen it, and you'll see more get done this weekend. But we got Mike. He's the mastermind around here. He makes like all this crazy stuff happen. Like I can think of it, and he can just pull it out of thin air. What you got going on here?
Making seat brackets.
Seat brackets.
So you guys seen maybe last week the start of it?
Well, yeah, no, we just had the tank mounted.
Oh, we just had tank mounted.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so we got seat bases mounted now.
Yep. Look at that. A whole plate right there. It's gonna sit right on there.
So it is mounted in here, and then your seat belts will mount there. It's also tied into your tank mount, and then your other seat brackets will go in here. I'm assuming like that, Mike?
Yep.
Okay, I haven't seen how he did that, but this front beam is removable. This is what our shifter will mount to. This is what the front of the tank mounts to. This is what the seat bases mount to. You can actually see one of these seat bases are this. Let's see. Which one is it, Mike?
That would be
that one. So this seat right here is the mount we're running. So you can look at the side. You can see how low it is. So that's our seat base, our seat mount. It has adjustability forward and back and up and down. And if it's not, like say we go test and it's not quite what we want, we can just remake it and change a little bit. He's got all the measurements all figured out on the computer. Everything we've done here is all on the computer, and so if like something gets bent or broke, or for some reason we get smashed up, we can easily rebuild it. Michael Grady came in and started welding out a lot of the door bars. As you guys seen, all the door bar stuff was just tack welded in before. He welded on this side what he could get to without taking out the tank, because we have to finish these two seatbelt back brackets on each side, and then we have to build a tank support for underneath. We're going to try to support the weight on each side, because 20 or 22 gallons of fuel is going to be kind of heavy.
Yeah, flex that tank a little bit.
And then we get to move on. Like, we got a rear skid plate underneath the transmission that's going to connect to the engine skid plate. We got to do that still. We got two little plates underneath here that will help box in the frame that doesn't have anything to do with the gas tank. We got some cross braces, 1-inch tube that'll be notched and welded in here. This machine is not going to be able to be unbolted no more. So these lower ones right now are welded on the fronts and back. But,
oh yeah, in the center there too.
Yep, all the way across. And then I haven't decided what we're doing here, but I want to make it to where like at least 3/4 of each side is welded to where it can still be cut back apart and fixed. But if you look close here, this is on this side of the cage where it could be unbolted. But if you come over here, this is on the bottom half of the frame, so this cannot be unbolted no more.
Oh yeah.
And then if you come over here, this is welded in here, and it's welded in here. So the plan is not to wreck it. But cross fingers, we've been good. If something happens, the car should take a lot. But if we have to cut it apart, I mean, we'll cut it apart and we'll fix it, and we'll be back, good as new.
Right.
And I still have a spare frame. Not here. It's at home. So if something were to happen, and a lot of this is already figured out on the computer, we could probably knock it out a lot quicker, because the hardest part is figuring all this out. Once it's figured out, it ain't nothing to. You guys see, Joel just showed you some stuff cutting on the laser. That is super fast, super easy once it's programmed. If it ain't programmed, you got to figure it out.
Right.
So, other than that, we still got a lot of stuff to do in the front end, but the tanks, the seat mounting and seat belts, cage, and door bars were our biggest obstacle. And while Mike is messing with seat belt brackets, I will show you some other parts we got going on here. So more stuff has arrived, and more stuff is even on the way. And this is my STM that I ran on this when it was a drag machine.
Yeah, you guys see it in the beginning, us trying to get that spider nut off.
I only blew one belt with this clutch, and it was it was the very first production CTX belt, and never before that never blew a belt, and after that never blew a belt. So this thing has been pretty dialed. But if you guys remember, it was like 4,000, 4,400 engagement on like a spicy 12 to 14 pounds of boost on two-step. We don't need all that no more. So we are putting we're not going to have notched fingers in it no more. So we're not going to have high engagement. We might have like 2,600 or something, which is I think what my other machine is. And we're not going to have some stupid big two-step. We're going to have two-step. Don't you think we're not?
Gotta blow some more flames.
We're going to have some flames, but it ain't going to be as spicy. We're going to be on 93 octane. So we will show you the rest of these parts in just a minute.
Mike's over there going ham on them welds.
He is. I've been trying to get this clutch done, so this piece is good to go, right? Everything looks good. All the rollers are free. Looks nice. This is the bad. So I'll tell you a little story. This is fine. None of this is the problem. The backside is the problem. So at the blog race, 2 years ago, I guess it's been probably.
I guess it's pretty close, yeah.
2 years ago. Okay, 22, not 23, because this car didn't come out in 23.
Nope.
I had first off, one of the clutch housing bolts backed out, vibrated out, made some nasty noise,
Yeah, dude.
and it self-clearanced whole clutch. So now we got this nice new motor. Nothing happened to the motor. We just freshened her up, you know. And this may make it out of balance.
All
And
right.
this freshly balanced motor, not really trying to do this to. But another thing, this has been lapped. Should I say? Yeah, it's been lapped. But you can see these marks here.
See if we can get in there. Oh, yeah.
So, one time, the clutch spun on this STM. So, not taking the chance, not wanting no problems.
Yep, you're going to replace that inner
So I
sheave
hit
there.
up Lonnie at Angel Performance. He's my go-to STM guy. I bought this rear sheath with the fixed post. I don't know if it comes with a bearing. I doubt it. This bearing feels good. There was nothing wrong with it. I'm going to run it if it don't come with it. And if it don't come with this nut, I'm going to run this nut too. This is 500 foot-pounds. Oh, I'm sorry. This, Mike, what is this nut? 500 foot-pounds?
400, somewhere in there?
Anyways, I don't know what this nut is, okay? But this spider,
Yeah, the spider's what's...
this threads
On
onto
there.
here, and then the nut goes on. So that's 500 foot-pounds. If you come over here, I'll show you some custom stuff. All right, so STM sells tools that you can mount to a trailer hitch or mount to your workbench that then goes into those 3 holes that are backed up by where the crank goes in, and it'll hold your clutch. Well, instead, we got Mike. So Mike built us our own. It even says STM primary 3-arm WCP. Well, it fits the 4-arm WCP and it's really nice, and it bolts to our fixture table. So that holds it so we can get the torque on it. Well, then we don't have the big socket. It needs to be about almost 3 inches deep, and we don't have the wrench. So we got Mike though.
Yep.
So we needed a wrench to break it free.
Look at that fab work.
1/2 inch thick, just some bolts. The other one we made for the 3-arm actually has 3/8 steel, studs. And we had some bolts and they worked. So then we
Look
needed
at
a
that
custom socket. So we took a piece of 1 3/4 tube and ripped out some ends that fit on there perfect. That's how we loosen that big nut, because it's all the way down on that shaft, so it's got to be real deep. Now here's the final fix. We got to get 500 foot-pounds back on that sucker. Not a lot of people have a torque wrench that big. We got somebody that's got one, so we're going to get it. But what we're going to do, I think we're going to take and narrow this up a little bit, put a piece of tube on here, and then we can get a torque wrench on it.
Oh, there you go.
That's a plan. It might happen, might not, but we'll get it tight.
That's all right.
So that's what happens when you have Mike right behind you.
He builds it, designs it, builds it.
So we
does
thought
everything.
the 3-arm tools would work, and so we just grabbed them up, and next thing you know, this turned into a 2-hour thing to get it taken apart. But we got it took apart, so now we don't have to wait a week for tools. And Lonnie ordered the parts for me, sent me that new rear sheath with the center post, and we'll be golden.
Yeah.
So tomorrow we'll bring the STM box in here. We're gonna put the secondary back together. I got the secondary all redone. I'm gonna change the spring and I'm gonna change the helix in it, because that was pretty spicy. And then the primary, we gotta wait parts. So we'll go in here and find some more parts to show you guys. Even weld across the top.
You don't have to wait for tie it to this.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. Well, you see he's got the outer brackets in. They line straight up parallel with the other one, and they're all at the same mounting height. That was my goal, is to try to keep seatbelt strap the same. He knocked that out of the park. Yeah. He's gonna weld in the center section. Then we can start messing with the bottom of the tank. Let's go see what we can dig into over here.
All right, finally getting to the parts.
There's a lot of goodies on this table.
What do we got?
Woo! There's a lot of stuff going on. I guess we could first off talk about the motor. This was originally a D&M Stage 3 motor, which is just pistons, rods, and a crank. It may have got freshened up. It may have got a few more things done to it. Who knows? Our boy Mike Pollard, M&P Racing, came through, got it done. This was for the 4-seater build, and we had to change a few things to make it to where we can race it in this type of racing instead of drag racing. But she is still a very strong motor, and you guys will just have to wait to see on that. Well, Mike took care of it on that. We have got TPR. Mike hooked it up with a TPR breather block and a TPR catch can. We also have, what else we got on this? There's things that are still not on this. Anyways, TPR breather block, Garrett intercooler brick. It is the cast one, but she will do the trick. The CNR intercooler brick that I used to have in this machine, I robbed over the summer while this was getting work done, and I put it into my other 2-seater. And so I knew that I had to buy another one. So we got intercooler brick. Then we got Dirt Launch Performance. They are a company out of Wisconsin, Green Bay, that does a lot of stuff with Yamahas and now X3s and Polarises as well. And they've got an alternator kit for this bad dog, and it is very reasonably priced. So if you guys are looking for an alternator kit, Dirt Launch. Did I say Performance? I think it's Dirt Launch Power Sports. You'll find them. And Power Master 75 amp alternator. Nice anodized billet pulley. Nice cover. You know what they run? They run nothing but the best.
That's right.
A Daco rib belt. Jay, I'm going to need a spare. Some more nice billet parts. There's a whole bunch more parts. I just couldn't fit them all on this table for the alternator kit. We got Hypertech Extreme Captured Ball Joints. You guys know we always run.
Mm-hmm.
That'll go into the rest of this. Ooh. You know that shelf of parts that you guys looked at last time but didn't get to see nothing? It's accessible now. Maybe we'll go over there and see that. But I'm not going to say much more about this right now, okay?
It's got cool colors.
We got driven break-in oil. That's what we're going to break this motor in with. Let's go see what else we can find.
All right, we almost missed them. We walked right by them.
We almost forgot about this.
Yeah.
So what we got here, first off, rubber side of things is 32-inch race Kevlar lined X-Rod MRT tires, which they hooked it up with.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got some Vision beadlocks, which is one of my most favorite wheels. It's very clean. I like the machine look. GG Tires, they've been hooking it up and taking care of us for maybe 2 years now on random parts. They sell rims, they sell tires, they sell suspension parts, they sell all kinds of stuff, anything you need. GG Tires, they're in Chicago, and they'll take care of you. They hooked it up with the wheels. MRT hooked it up with the tires.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep rolling. All right, so as you guys know, that is a 2018 XP Turbo. So it is 64 inches wide factory. And throughout the last couple years, in a two-seater, I've got really comfortable in a 64-inch wide machine, but I've always wanted a 72. So right there, we got 6 Rhino 2.0 Turbo S axles. So what does that mean? 72 inches wide. So long travel radius rounds. So a lot of companies, I think I said in the last video, are not actually 72 inches wide. The front might be wider than the rear, or the rear might be wider than the front. One might be 68 and one might be 70. It's not truly 72. They call it long travel, but you have to use like the inner and outer stub of your factory style axle, and they offer you like an Eagle or a Turner or a RCV inner axle shaft that's custom length. Well, the problem with that is when you're racing, if I have to have an axle stub, it would be hard to have an assembled spare axle unless like I bought like a $2,000 set of axles, and I'm just not really up for doing
Like every
that
time
yet.
you go to the track. I
Right.
mean, that's unheard
So
of.
I didn't want something that I had to either spend a whole bunch of money or piece something together. So I went with a company that offers a 72-inch axle. So we did that. So we got an L&W long travel, and I'm going to show you that. The trick with it is when you're racing L&W suspension parts, not radius rods or tie rods, but the metal parts, they don't have a warranty. If you're trail riding, like, they have a warranty. But when you're racing, there is no warranty, and it kind of sucks because, like, warranty is a big deal. But these are heavy duty. So these are their billet aluminum clevis style tie rods, okay? For 72-inch wide. And the radius rods and their tie rods have always been good to us. I have no complaints. I'm just concerned racing something that doesn't have a warranty or something that doesn't have support. So what I'm gonna do, I bought this raw because
Yeah, those things are monsters.
they are monsters. They're beefy, okay? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really concerned. Like if we were just everyday trail riding, rock crawling, wouldn't be concerned with it. But You've seen what we've done to this stuff, and it doesn't hold up very well. Not this in particular, I'm saying in general. So my plan is I'm going to build plates to box in these A-arms. I don't know if it's going to be the bottom. I don't know if it's going to be the top. I don't know if it's going to be top and bottom. I haven't got to it yet. But it does come with rear sway bar links. Which I don't know if I'll run those because I got a double E sway bar. Uppers are real beefy. Super pumped up. These are lowers.
Jeez. Those are about as tall as you.
Now I think there could be some fit and finish work here. I'm not really too pleased with that. I'm gonna clean all that up and I'm gonna box these in. And these suckers are gonna be tanks. The whole frame is gonna be a tank. You guys know me by now. Everything's to the max. So, you've seen upper and lower A-arms. You've seen axles. This is a double E Racing adjustable sway bar. I don't know if I can reach it today. No, I can't. I'm not pulling it out. You can go on our website. They offer a super nice, big beefy billet end adjustable sway bar. It is awesome.
Where you got the trailing arms hiding?
Well, there's one there and there's one on the workbench. I guess we might be able to find the one on the workbench. So here's my secondary, all ready to rip. So here's the trailing arm. And I'll tell you what I think about it. So overall, it's a square tube. That is beefy. Fit and finish on some of the welds could be a little bit better, I think. I think the mounting area and the whole tube itself is beefy. But where they got the shocks mount, which is not the end of the world, and where they got the sway bar mount, is kind of thin. And so we're gonna redo that. And we're probably gonna maybe sleeve the bottom. They use this 1/4 inch spine down the side to give it side to side strength, which I'm sure it's probably got quite a bit of strength, but that I think is enough to do the job. So we're gonna change out shock and sway bar mounts, beef them up a little bit, or sleeve them. And then, what else we got over here? Let's see. Hess Motorsports hooked Connor's 800 up with a 2.1 steering quickener a couple years ago, and we sold his car recently. Well, I put a stock steering column back in it, stock steering wheel, and I took the quickener because this is not that old, doesn't have that much use on it. We're gonna put this right into this car. The other two-seater, my 21, that has a 1.5 steering quickener. So from 12 to 6 would be full left, and from 12 to 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish, well, it's about almost 6 and almost 6 either way would be full turn. So this is gonna be even quicker. I mean, if that was 6 and 6 both ways, basically half a turn, this is probably, 8 and 4, maybe 9 and 3. We'll have to find out, but he had a different steering ratio in his rack and pinion, so that changed how much he steered.
Gotcha.
Let's see, what else? Let's see. So we got a DRT.
Yeah.
DRT steering wheel. We've got a brand new rugged radio, came through and hooked it up with a 2-person Mac Air pumper system. We've got a Hypertech billet pull plate to go with the other billet rear parts. Then, you guys seen the radiator already, right?
Yep.
So, this is a company I found. Here's the name of it. And this is a multi-function switch panel. Okay, it's flush mount or has a ram style mount. So here's the ram style mount, or you can flush mount it, and we're gonna flush mount it into something that I have coming that I haven't told you guys about yet. This button can be either on, off, momentary like a horn. You just hit it, hold it, and let go. Or it could be a strobe. You know, you hit it and it strobes all your lights or whatever, which is super awesome. But if you guys know anything about a Switch Pro is a solid state, if I remember correctly, which everything is like glued in. You can't change nothing. If it goes bad, it goes bad. Well, this is all waterproof box that has a circuit board, and it has fuses and relays, and you can see fuses, relays, circuit board. All this stuff is replaceable. It makes it super easy, super affordable. I want to say that you can buy this setup for like $250. Was that right?
Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah. And it's just nice. It takes away a lot of the wiring, so you don't have individual wires per accessory you have wired in there.
We've done reviews on other switch panels like this that are very nice, and we like that as well. But this is more budget friendly. And you guys see we have a lot of money going out into a lot of different machines. And you guys ain't even got to see like what we're doing to Joel's or Harley's or Brandon's or Brian's this winter. Connor's machine's got some stuff that needs to be done. My old machine. So there's just a lot of money going everywhere, and we're just trying to get the best we can get and still get everything we need. We don't want to not get something because we bought something from somewhere else that was way more expensive. We can settle for a little bit less and still, I feel, have a competitive product. So then, jump over here. Lowrance HDS 7-inch live. So this bad dog. Come around here to the end, you can see. So this is touchscreen GPS. There's all kinds of stuff you guys can do with it. So what's cool about this is like you can download a race course or a trail, and then whatever you have programmed in there, like 200 feet up is a rock or a stump or a place to eat or a place to get gas or your pit area or a hill you need to worry about or something like that. You can put different little icons in there, and like you can click on the icon and it'll tell you what it means. Now, like driving down a road in your car, it tells you to turn left, and it kind of shows you all that and does all that just like a GPS, but this is a fish finder. So there's certain ones that you can do this with and certain ones you can't. Now this has a built-in GPS antenna right here, but I am going to be running the 0.1 antenna, and should amplify things and make things a lot better. You can update this, you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with it, but I picked this up for a pretty good deal this summer because I knew that's what I wanted, and it's going to go nice with something else that, like I said, I haven't told you about yet. I'm getting there. Should I save it, Joel?
You might have to.
All right.
But at least you're not going to get lost on the track.
We're not going to get lost on the track, and Brienne, my daughter, has been my co-pilot for 2 full seasons now, and every time we race, she is better and better and better at it, and at the end of the day, we'll be chit-chatting, and I'll tell her, like, you know, just because you told me it once, you can keep telling me, you know, so that I don't forget, and next time we go race, she'll keep doing whatever I said, and she's getting better. This is going to be her baby. She's going to have to take care of this. She's going to have to run it. She's going to have to tell me. Like, she's been a big part of me racing and succeeding and doing what we've done. Like, the last race, it was so dusty and so dark. I was trying to clean my mask. We're trying to catch Joel. And I feel like I drove with my eyes closed in Braille because she was light left, light right. You know, slow down, fast, speed up. You know, she kept it together. So
No, she's doing great for sure.
She's doing awesome. This will be on her side of the rig. I might point it towards me a little bit to maybe I can see it, but maybe I make it swivel. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing there yet. What else we got, Joel? Oh, transmission just got shipped out today to,
Oh, yeah.
to cryo heat. It is getting a cryo heat transmission. Obviously, we'll have a motor, we'll have a transmission. We got Sandcraft built front diff with Sandcraft driveline and carrier bearing.
Yep.
This sucker is going to be force to be reckoned with for sure. There's more parts and boxes. I don't really remember what they are. Me and Joel have enough stuff to build 2 custom exhaust.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
exhaust. Wait till you guys see those. That's kind of hard to tell you or show you without them being together. I have a plan, and it's going to work.
We'll have another video for that.
Oh yeah, a couple more. But that's where we're at for right now. I'm sure this is only Friday. Joel will be here Saturday, and he'll probably go home Sunday. So we'll let you see some more of this as we go along. Let's go see what Mike's got.
Yeah.